Hello, world. This is America's Supermom, and this is a special edition that I call the Corona Chronicles. During this time, we are suffering from a pandemic that is affecting everyone across the world. We are joined with the rules and regulations of being shelter in place, which means we are limited with the ability to go about our daily business, confined to our homes based on a coronavirus that has been sweeping the entire world. For some people, the effects could be mild. For others, it can be fatal. So we are coming together as a community, as a family during this time of difficulty to share what it is like in our part of the world, how we are affected, and the things that we have in common, what kind of problems that are taking place in our industries and in our relationships and finances, and coming together so that we can plan for a better tomorrow. As this epidemic or pandemic crosses the world, we are waiting for relief. We're waiting for the virus to die off and for us to go back to some state of normalcy, whatever that may be, after things kind of settle down. So, what is that going to look like once the dust settles? How are things going to be different? So, as we go through this process, we're coming together as a world to create ideas, strategies, connect in ways that we have never connected before. So, that is the purpose of the special podcast that I call the Corona Chronicles, so that we can get some insight and have empathy and compassion on one another, create new innovative ideas that can not only improve our life, but our fellow brothers and sisters across the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, hello.
Hi, good morning, Lachelle. Very good morning to you.
Good morning. All right. I'm glad we were able to get it worked out.
Yes,
I've had
absolutely.
so many different challenges with this technology, with
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of inundating every platform. So I'm so glad we were able to connect. So
Can,
my
can you hear
name
me
for,
clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
yes, I can hear you. I can hear you
That's
clearly. Yeah.
perfect. That's perfect. Okay, please go ahead.
Um, So my name for you is Lifesaver,
Mhm.
but can you share with the audience who you are and just a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'll definitely try to do it better than last time. Okay,
Yeah.
before I go ahead and say who I am, I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
share how we got in touch with each other. Now,
Yes.
it was just one of those days when, destiny waves at you and tells you, here's the, there now comes a time where there's time for your value addition. And then
Mm.
when I got your message on LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just simply went ahead and I kind of looked up, who you were, and then I realized that,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, you were spreading so much positivity everywhere. And I realized
Oh.
that it was such an honor for me to, kind of, get in touch with you and getting the opportunity. I was
Mm-hmm.
so honored. So I
Oh.
just wanted to say, Lachelle, thank you so much for connecting with me, and thank you so much
Mm.
for, allowing me to be part of this positivity. And
Oh, thank
now coming to who I am, I'm basically a management consultant by profession. I've been
you. Mm-hmm.
We have a company in India as well as a company in Philippines. We primarily deal with
Mm-hmm.
management consulting, and which
Mm-hmm.
include startups, existing companies, sick industries, rehabilitating sick industries. We also deal with career graphing, and career pathing, and as of course
Mhm.
uh, stress management and a lot of things we deal in terms of human resource as well as businesses. It's to
Mm.
put in short, emancipating human beings as well as the activities that they do in terms of businesses or any other
Mhm.
thing they feel that they may improve upon, or there is a huge amount of opportunity that they want to catch up to. So that's exactly what we
Mhm.
do. We've been doing this, me and
Mhm.
my wife. We, in the sense, my wife and myself. Uh,
Mhm.
she's she's the boss in the organization, so I'm the employee out. So, and and honestly, I just want to go on record and say that I'm really happy. It's just not that I'm on lockdown, and at home, and
Right.
that's the reason why I'm saying this. But honestly, I'm really proud to have a woman as a boss, and I can well
Oh.
realize at every moment the difference is, if I ever get an opportunity, I would want to speak on length on this. What are the advantages when you have a woman at the helm of affairs? So
Mm.
that's basically about us. The Our group is the Nistula Group, Nistula. So you can
Mhm.
visit us at nistulagroup.com, and
Mhm.
our flagship company is Nistula Business Solution OPC in Philippines, Nistula Business Solution Private Limited in India, and we have a
Mhm.
trademark brand which is Delphi POS Systems, which deals with
Mhm.
point of sale hardware, and we
Mhm.
are also into branding solutions through one of our sister concerns, Centrital Labs. And that's our small little family of companies that we are just trying to
Awesome.
work on day in, day out. And by the grace of God,
Mhm.
we are managing to walk the path together.
That is so awesome. Yeah. Now, so I love the point that you mentioned, not just because I'm a woman, but, the whole idea of working with a woman that might serve as a leader.
Mhm,
So, for somebody who is, we're in this space now where things are being disrupted. And a lot of times with a lot of industries, a lot of women have been familiar with
mhm,
being at home and kind of maintain a business
mhm,
from the comforts of their own home because they are maybe doing the dual role of being a caretaker for their children or other family members and maintaining some source of income for the family.
mhm,
So what advice would you give somebody who maybe you have had more of a dominant role outside of the home, but now you're transitioning to doing things a little different, either if it's temporarily or something more long term because of this pandemic that's happening.
mhm,
As a male, from a male perspective, what advice would you give them in order to kind of maneuver through that transition with a female in charge?
mhm. So, if I understood your question correctly, you mean a working woman coming down at home and then facing a different situation. What would I have to say for that person, right? In short,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
see, primarily, what I would want to just very strongly suggest here is this is the moment when you rediscover yourself. Number
Mm-hmm.
number one. Now, I was asked one time that what is your call on woman empowerment? I was just
Mm-hmm.
this question: what is your call on woman empowerment?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I said it's something like you're asking me something like why boiling water is hot.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk about empowerment because we're talking about uh, a group of human beings who are primarily empowered.
Mm-hmm.
They are empowered, and
Mm-hmm.
there are very small things that women are which proves that women are already empowered. Number one is uh, the entire process of creating another human being.
Mhm.
It's if, it's just not about childbirth. It's a huge
Mm.
process. It's a huge
Mhm.
process, which trust me, it's very difficult for us men to even comprehend. We
Mhm.
we fall and we twist our ankles, and we kind of bring the roof down. But that's just one
Mhm.
part of it. The pain is one part of it. The entire process,
Mhm.
the feeling that that you're already there's a new creation that is coming through you, and the responsibility,
Mhm.
your own demands and the demands of that entity inside, and the demands of the family, the surrounding, the environment, your battle with it, your coping with it, new
Mhm.
challenges, a new world that is coming right in front of you, which honestly you're not even aware of. And trust me, there's no
Right.
counselor in this world who can tell a mother how to be a mother.
Right.
It's
Right.
impossible. It's impossible. Apart from God Almighty, nobody can say that. So,
Mhm.
having said these things, there are a lot of things that, it happens to us, but we don't pay attention to it. So, in these moments
Mhm.
when there are a lot of things that are different, now, for example, now let's say this pandemic, a
Mhm.
completely person who is extremely responsible, who is used to a lot of interaction, a lot of socializing, a lot of professional interactions, has to stay back home and
Mhm.
just completely be in charge of certain different things. So this, I
Mhm.
believe, is the perfect time to rediscover and actually share that strength. This is the perfect
Mm.
opportunity to share that strength, that
Mhm.
the woman experiences every moment of her life when she is exercising herself in
Mm.
her professional world and along her colleagues in her business, or when she's meeting clients, or when she's taking interviews, or when she's spreading positivity. It is the time
Mhm.
to actually share that strength, because this is that world of invaluable knowledge that would perhaps change the entire world for each and every person in that
Mhm.
family. And that does not mean kids. It
Mhm.
may mean a relative, the husband, anybody and everybody who is there.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
when she is there, standing in midst of this environment that she's working in, and she has her own challenges, and she's meeting those challenges, she's making a successful life out of success out of her career, out of her profession and everything. And then suddenly this thing
Mhm.
comes back and this happens. And number one, making aware, nobody can make it more easy rather than a woman to make
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
establishment aware of the fact that how important this is, how scary this is. And there is a way out of this, a logical way out of this. I mean, which individual, I'll give you a simple example. Which individual
Mhm.
in this world would have a better capacity in trying to drive logic into a 3-year-old child who is crying for something which it itself does not know? Imagine that.
Mm.
A
Mhm.
3-year-old child
Mhm.
is crying its heart out without probably
Mhm.
doesn't even realize exactly what it wants.
Right.
And there is this individual who in 5 minutes drives logic and calms that child down.
Mhm.
So the
I never.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Mhm.
So that's exactly what is required. So, being in that house and using that same logic, and now with experience, now she's met people who she doesn't know. She's made different reactions,
Mhm.
made different challenges. All these things put together, that is one huge opportunity of value addition that she can impart. But of course, also I would want to mention here that there, I think I mentioned it in the last time we spoke, there has to be a recipient.
Mhm.
There has to be a recipient to this value addition. And it is my, I would really, put my hand on my heart and just say to this entire world that, when a woman is saying something, listen to it.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
Because it may seem that it comes easy, it does not.
Right.
It does not.
That's very profound. That's a good observation. Now, for men who, we kind of struggle with this in America where, a male is dominant with his voices and opinions and things that are implemented.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody to kind of, grasp being more in a behind the scenes role, transitioning from a place of, being in the forefront and leader
Mm-hmm.
to either a co partner or behind the scenes. What advice would you give that man to make that transition? Because, that could be a hard thing.
Okay. Now, Lashon, let's get into the basic things. Okay. Now, this
Mm
this very concept of dominance, the patriarchal,
hmm. Mm.
male dominant society. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that word.
Oh, no, that was
Yeah, a
good.
male
Mm hmm.
dominant society. Now, this dominance, this dominance is this was an outcome of a very natural character. I'm sure I'm going to be killed by all the men in this world today, but but facts,
Mm
but the facts are facts. We can't just go away from
hmm.
facts. If there is a
Mm hmm.
volcano erupting, there's a lava in front. That's a fact. We need to run away. As simple as.
Right.
The
Right.
facts are facts.
Mm hmm.
Now, this entire concept of dominance, this, if you go back into history, and I'm not talking about history in our part of the world. I'm not talking about the Indian history or the Asian history. I'm talking about a world as a whole. In different parts of the
Mm
world, if
hmm.
you go deeper into history, in ancient history,
Mm hmm.
basically, if you look at it, it all started. We started it all to when we realized that because it started because we were hunting.
Mm
Started
hmm.
because
Mm hmm.
we were the ones who were hunting, and when we
Mm
came back, with the hunt, so the rest everything was taken care of. But when we
hmm.
went out to hunt, we realized that the strength that we derived to go and hunt, the sense of responsibility that we understood that it's time to hunt. I mean, I could have gone out and just hunted a small pigeon because that would have fed my stomach. Yeah,
Right.
because I did it because I don't have the sense of wearing, because probably I'm not wearing anything, but I'm just wearing leaves. I just have a club in my and I
Mhm.
can I can see, okay, I can hunt this creature which is going to fill my stomach. But the fact that I need to hunt
Mhm.
something more, and I need to bring it go and take it and go
Mhm.
back. From those times onwards, there is
Mhm.
a lot of things that procreation and multiplication. There's very little, I'm more as a witness. So in this entire process, when you realize that, realize the power, what happens is the ego
Mm.
tries to take over, and that's how it has happened over the years, over the centuries. And then finally, this dominance was created just to make
Mm.
us men aware of the fact that, yeah, we are powerful as well. And I think we pretty
Mm.
successfully have managed to do it. But and when
Mhm.
times have come and we've realized that, it's always uh, a woman who's led that, who's shown that strength, that has changed the world over and
Mm.
over and over again. Because at
Mm.
the end of the day, we worship Virgin Mary.
Mhm.
And we can't get away from that point. When I go to the church and I bow down, I need to understand who I'm bowing down to. In our part of the
Mm.
world, there are huge festivals, and in each and every festival, we bow down to the deity who is a woman.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
I get dressed. I ensure that I maintain all the protocols. People look at me and say, "Oh my God, this man is such a devoted worshiper." And then I go and
Mm.
worship. I bow my head in front of a deity who is a woman, and then I come back and I exercise my right to dominate. So I would
Mhm.
I would leave my sentence incomplete because the word that comes out of my mouth is hypocrisy.
Mm.
So the only Thing is,
Mm.
let's come to terms. Let's not be hypocrites because we
Mm.
won't lose anything. Because we can't lose
Right.
anything because we've lost it when we were born. If you're talking about a battle, I lost it when
Mm.
I was born. My
Mm.
first feed, I lost it when I had my first feed. I lost it when
Mm.
I was connected through that umbilical cord. So what battle am I what
Yes.
battle am I trying to win?
Right.
So as soon as we come to terms with it, trust me, Michelle, this a lot of things would change. A lot of things would change for the better. And
Mm-hmm.
if nothing more, okay, fine, okay, it's a habit of centuries. It's been happening
Right.
since we men were wearing leaves, or probably wearing, you know
Mm-hmm.
so it's from those days. So
Mm-hmm.
I think let's take the first step of changing things by just starting with something
Mm-hmm.
as simple as respecting, as simple as that,
Mm-hmm.
respecting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started with that. And again, being, if assuming that I lose my gender here and I just talk as an entity who doesn't have a gender or anything, I would say that let's
Right.
start with respecting, and at the same time, let the other side ensure that there is no reason whatsoever that they should not be respected.
Right. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. Now, so you mentioned, going through the process of rediscovering
Mm-hmm.
ourselves. And, for a lot of people, they're at that place and they have been used to their role being associated or their worth associated to their
Mm-hmm.
role. And, maybe they have a company that is going to be totally disrupted or maybe even
Mm-hmm.
eliminated in the face of this pandemic. So, for somebody who is at that place of trying to rediscover themselves, what do you recommend them starting with, that journey? This is new for them. So, what would be the first step they would take to do that?
Okay. Now, let's understand one thing when it comes to a business or a
Mhm.
profession. The basic
Mhm.
thing is, one thing is it's absolutely constant, and that is change. Now,
Mhm.
we need to accept the fact that change isn't going to be positive all the time.
Mm.
Now, looking
Okay.
at change, if it's positive or now, positivity and negativity in a change is completely on perception. Now, let's say
Mm.
I I am a woman who owns a company, and first, due to this pandemic, the nature of work that I do, the company is going to go into a stop, and probably, I'm going to lose business, and this is going to stop.
Mhm.
Now, the question is, what is stopping?
Mm.
What is
Okay.
basically stopping is that one service or that one group of services that I'm providing. So
Mhm.
probably what I was doing is one of the strengths that I was trying to exercise so that I could capitalize because that
Mm.
was my strength.
Mhm.
So during this time, when I know that, okay, now this is a situation where this one particular strength of mine is, I have done what I needed to do with it, and now this time is there, the time has come that there's probably nothing more that I would be able to do with this. So what
Mm.
about strength number two? What about strength number three?
Mm.
What
Mhm.
about say for example, uh, I think if I give a practical example, can you just cite an example, Michelle, so that I can just go ahead with that particular example, a practical example? It would be easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, give you a question. So we can use this as an example. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
no,
asking?
just give me an example. Like what profession are you talking about? Which might.
Oh, okay. Let's say that it's a coach, somebody who, maybe they do live
Okay,
events, and so they're used to interacting with everybody.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Now, basically,
Mhm.
the person who does live events and interacts with everybody. Now, that person in a normal situation would do live events and interact with everybody. And in that
Mm-hmm.
situation, what primarily would happen is the person would be sharing, probably dealing with certain aspects of, social issues, business issues, professional issues, and try to create a solution for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the very fact, let's leave the issues out. Let's come into
Okay.
the practice. The practice is, or the service is, a live event or interacting with people. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right now we are in the world where we are connected with internet. I'm sitting here in India,
Mm-hmm.
and you're sitting there in the United States, and we're talking as if we are sitting across the table. So
Right.
right now, what is absolutely, imminent is that a person who was sharing that kind of positivity or that kind of solution, believe me, Leshel, in this pandemic, there are a million questions that are in the minds of people. The very
Mm-hmm.
fact that a person is being asked to stay home, it's a lockdown. It's
Yeah.
very difficult to comprehend because we have been, probably, the older generations, where we've seen probably emergencies and lockdowns in certain of the countries. Like in our country, we have
Mm-hmm.
experienced emergencies. We know once upon a time we did that. We probably have that in our
Mm-hmm.
memory, but there are generations who who have known life as freedom. So
Yes.
for them, this becomes a very, very serious issue. It might even lead to depression. So the
Mm-hmm.
best thing, the
Mm-hmm.
biggest opportunity right now is for that person is to straight away jump into and interact with people and understand what do you think is going wrong, what is making you uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
what is making that
Mm-hmm.
person uncomfortable, and that one question answered would probably answer a million questions because that same question is probably in the minds of million people.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, what better
Mm-hmm.
opportunity than this?
Mm-hmm.
It- because
Mm-hmm.
okay, I don't want to put it in a demeaning sense because God forbid, let's all pray to God that this is over as soon as it can, as soon as it can. But but
Yes.
but
Yes.
Lachelle, every chaos gives the birth to opportunities, gives the birth to new orders, and gives birth
Mm-hmm.
to new avenues.
Mm-hmm.
Rediscovering is best when there is chaos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So today, yeah,
I
because
love
today
that.
there is not a business who needs my help. There is no business around because
Mm-hmm.
everybody is shut down. So, I mean, nobody is going
Mm-hmm.
to call me or
Mm-hmm.
fix up an appointment with me or get on a video call and say, can you, Mr. Sanyal, can you tell me how well I can keep my company shut? Obviously, nobody's going to ask a question. It's all
Mm-hmm.
locked down. Yeah, when it
Right.
opens up,
Right.
probably people will, probably they might think, okay, let's have a word with that man and let's figure out how we, get started and
Mm-hmm.
stand up as soon as we can. How can how can we cover the lost
Mm-hmm.
ground? Okay, that would happen when the lockdown is over. But then
Mm-hmm.
what can I do in the meantime? What can I do in the meantime? So
Right.
for
Right.
me, I chose the avenue of writing and sharing it on social media. My understanding, because I
Mm-hmm.
am currently working on three. I completed one, which is the Insignificant Citizen, and a one before
Mm-hmm.
a collection of micro stories, which I think I shared with you. And right now I'm working on
Mm-hmm.
three novels. So I am, as soon as I finish a chapter and I find something meaningful, I share it on my social media so that, it's a new thought. It's a new
Mm-hmm.
thought. And whatever I share, I try to share something that intrigues people into going inside. And if this is it, I mean, if this is what it is, like, if I paint a picture, a white picture with
Mm-hmm.
three black bands, So when a people look
Mhm.
at the picture, okay, there are three black bands because I thought there should be five or there should be one. So when I write something, I try to
Right.
expose the part of the mind, the part of the thought process that would intrigue a person to think that,
Mhm.
okay, probably I can think that way also. And moment it strikes a person,
Mm.
immediately the whole world of opportunity suddenly opens up. Oh, really? I think I can do this.
Mhm.
Then I think I can do that.
Mhm. I love that. I love the way that you put it simply and just, implementing the things that we are actually taking part of and that we're reading. And what are some good books that you would recommend for somebody or podcasts or things that, kind of keep you in this place of being proactive, thinking beyond where we're at and still, in a place of positivity in spite of, you hear the news feed about another
Hmm.
fatality or the numbers increasing or things
Hmm.
like that. So, what do you do to keep yourself in that positive place?
You mean to say what I do? Okay. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
your
My routine
routine.
is, I told you, I am into, I'm buried into these three novels right now. These three of these
Mm-hmm.
novels are in of three different directions. And so I,
Mm-hmm.
because it depends, and at any moment of time, I have a different thought process. Because if I wake up in the morning fresh, I have not
Mm-hmm.
listened to the news or anything, I have a different set of mind. So that mind speaks in a different way. So that gets recorded. When I see the news
Mm-hmm.
and I see the crisis and there's something else that comes up. But yes, one thing I really want to say everybody, if a question comes, what to do
Mm-hmm.
during this time? What good books to read, or what to do,
Right.
what videos to see.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, my honest suggestion would be open your laptop, open your tab, whichever is comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Write your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and believe me, Lachelle, with the only intention that whatever I write would intrigue a person to think ahead,
Mm.
not back. And
Mm.
believe me, each and every individual in this world has the whole treasure of positivity hidden inside them. It's just waiting to come out. So
Mm.
they just need to think that, okay, I'm scared. Okay, I saw the news. I'm really, really
Mm-hmm.
scared, and I think the world is going to end. So if I am thinking
Mm-hmm.
like this, let me jot down 5 lines that will
Mm-hmm.
make me feel better, or if somebody reads it, would make them feel better. And you would realize a whole
Mm-hmm.
world of positivity comes out. And then what comes out
Wow.
is opportunities. And that when you start writing and then you realize, I just thought like that. Okay. And then that thought progresses into a different idea, and that idea progresses into something which is viable, and then there's a new whole world of opportunity opening up, and then you're more constructive, then you're looking forward.
Yes.
And Leshel, nothing ends till the time it does not end. So
Mm-hmm.
it's still living, the
Mm-hmm.
entire process is on, it's still dynamic, it's still It's
Mm-hmm.
still
That's
dynamic,
good.
and let's focus
Mm-hmm.
on the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be in the present. Let's be in the present right now. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to the news, I can hear, I can see, I am there. I am very much there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I am there, I'm going to make a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
will. Yeah.
That this is
Yes. I'm
this
sorry.
yeah, this is great. Go I didn't mean to interrupt. That's good. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, Leshel, well, we go on and on. We need to wrap it, I guess. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No, no, no. I'm sorry if I overdid your time.
No, you did good. Yeah, so finish your thought. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just,
Yeah, yeah.
commenting,
No, no,
but go
it's
ahead.
okay. It's just another minute. So, I am still here. I am listening to it. So I'm still here. I'm going to, and since I am here, I'm going to make a difference. And it doesn't mean that I have to go out and
Mm-hmm.
shout at people and make a difference or make a speech or anything. I can do anything to make a difference, and that difference has to be positive. Because
Yes.
I'm not
I
done yet,
love
and
that.
I'm allow anybody to be done yet. That's it.
Mhm. That's good. Now, and I love the fact that it's not about doing anything grand. It's just the everyday, the
Yes,
normal things
absolutely.
that you could do that could bring positivity
With
and
the
make a
children, with
difference.
the family,
That is
anything.
awesome. What is
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, so what is the best way for somebody to get a hold of you?
Well, I can share my numbers. I can share my email address. If that's the best way to get a hold of me, because
Mhm.
I'm available on WhatsApp. So my
Okay.
Indian number is +91
Mhm.
79809
Mhm.
36541. That's my Indian number, and my Philippines
Mhm.
number, that WhatsApp is also active. It is +63 nine one
Mhm.
eight 6363849. These are my two WhatsApp
Awesome.
number, and my email
Mhm.
address is my first name Subhopati
Mhm.
@nistulagroup.com. That's Shubhapati at nistulagroup.com.
Okay. All righty. Well, we have really enjoyed your words of wisdom and so great to connect with you and collaborate again. What parting advice would you like to share with the audience?
The only thing I would say is it's just a virus. It's nothing. There's not a war going on.
Mm-hmm.
All we need to do is, since we don't have
Mm-hmm.
an antidote, the whole world, the scientists are working on it.
Mm-hmm.
All we need to do is make sure that it does not enter our lives. And the only way we can do it is stay at home. Just maintain the basic hygienes, washing hands, just making sure that, we regularly wash our hands and just be inside. That's it. Let it not come inside. Trust me, it just does not fly inside.
Yes.
It can only, come if we are in contact with somebody. So when we are at home, we are stuck at home. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody goes out to buy groceries or something like that, that person needs to be responsible, wear gloves, wear a mask before coming in. Straight away go to an external place where you can just
Mm-hmm.
dump the clothes, put it in the, put your washing machine outside,
Mm-hmm.
put one washing machine outside. The person comes, just,
Yeah.
takes a bath,
Yeah.
dumps the clothes into the washing machine, takes the bath outside, puts on a bathrobe, comes into the house. Fine, he's sanitized. That's it. That's as simple.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a few, just
Mm-hmm.
for a few
I
weeks.
love
That's
that.
it. And it's just a virus. It's just a virus.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. So I love that perspective. A lot of times, you listen to all these different voices and distractions and the media, and, you put it simply, it's just a virus. So appreciate your time, Lifesaver. That's
Thank you
my
so
nickname
much,
for you.
Supermom. You're
And
so kind.
so, yes.
I'm really humbled, and thank you for, because every time I speak with you, as usual, it's a lot of positivity that comes out of me as well, and that's what you are, Supermom.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I look forward to us possibly collaborating again. And again, I want to
Thank
thank
you,
you for
thank you
your
so much,
time.
thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Yeah,
All
goodbye.
right. Absolutely. You
You
have a
too. You have
wonderful
a
evening,
wonderful day
okay?
ahead.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
What a great conversation. I really enjoyed the major takeaway that I got from this conversation is perspective. We are dealing with a virus and not a war. That is just so profound because, as you listen to social media and you get sidetracked about, how great of an impact, which not minimizing the lives that we've lost or, the disruption that it has had on our world, but the fact that it is a virus, it is something that we are going to bounce back from. And we need to practice good, practical things with hygiene and minimize the impact by just staying inside, staying indoors. So, great conversation. I hope you guys really enjoyed the nuggets that were shared with Lifesaver. And again, he's across the world. He has business in Philippines and India. So just seeing how that message can resonate not only in his country, but in ours as well. So we are now a, a nation that's connected globally. You know, there is no limits with this country or that country. We are just the human race connected during this time with something that it doesn't matter where you reside. It doesn't matter how old you are, your color of skin, or your beliefs. We all are connected, and this virus is showing us that, you know, based on its impact. You know, we are all taking the same precautions, a basic thing of just washing your hands across the world. So take this time to remember that we are one race, the human race. It doesn't matter where we decide to live. I may not live in your neighborhood, but I live in your world. So, thank you guys again for listening. And if you are interested in being a guest, please feel free to email me at info@LachelleAtkins.com. Reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. Those are just a few different places that you could get a hold of me. Thank you again for listening. Have a great day.